Hello and welcome to the B button. I'm your host Baron Marf and I'm joined as always by my compadre in arms, the one and only AngryLink. How you doing, buddy?
Tired still. The long weekend didn't help. Obviously we had the May Day celebrations. Well, not really celebrations, it's just an excuse not to go into work. So
I celebrate that.
Yeah. But not really got much rest. So it's still been a fairly busy manic week, but hopefully next week's a bit calmer now. So
look, as you know, this is all about playing the games that we intended to play. Now, did you play Tales? Because Tales of Zestiria has been on your list since what feels like the dawn of time. So, did you play it?
No.
Good.
But to be fair, I didn't play a great deal else. Other than, my gaming week's basically
What did you play? Because you played something which wasn't Tales.
Well, other than the medley of instantly forgettable mobile games that have sort of been installed, played for 5 minutes and then deleted.
Goodbye.
We've obviously seen the release of the Games with Gold this week as well, and the PlayStation Plus. So obviously there's another 8 games or several games that have gone onto my hard drive.
Amazing.
That I'm never going to play again.
Amazing.
But I did play a certain game that I don't know what I can and can't talk about.
Yes.
So the alpha, the Sea of Thieves. Yes. Yep. So obviously got settled in because obviously it's been a mad weekend. Like I said, the last couple of weeks has been fairly rushed for us and manic. So just trying to get all of the T's dotted and the I's crossed. So they're obviously wrong, like most ways.
Yep.
I finally got all that settled down on Wednesday. I was like, settle down, get some updates installed, get playing.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh no.
Those famous error codes. Check out the forum. It's not on today.
Been cancelled.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is fair enough. They're allowed to.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, terms and conditions and all that rubbish.
What I would say is, obviously we can't say a great deal about this because it's all under NDA, but what we do know is it was pretty good when we've got on it.
Well, obviously Saturday they held an extended session because of the last couple of Wednesday sessions have been cancelled.
Yeah.
Finally got my Xbox hardwired properly, so it's not going through my Ethernet switch, which I've really got to fucking learn how to use properly because I'm sure there is a way. But so no more disconnections. I actually got a solid 5 hours on it. It was brilliant. Absolutely adored it. I mean, I've even with the intermittent moments of gaming I've had with the alpha, I was just like, this is a game that I could put hours into. The same way that when I saw GTA Online, that first trailer, I was just like, that's where I'm going to spend my hours online. Yeah,
I mean, for me, what I would say is that people can get onto man down, we're losing link. People can get onto the Insider program. You can request it.
Head to seaofthieves.com, sign up there. You'll need an Xbox Live gamer tag account or a Microsoft account. Once you're accepted onto the Insider program, you'll then be considered for the alpha. So it's not an instant once you're in, you're online kind of thing. You do have to wait, but check out the forums. That's obviously the only way to access those. You can find out loads about the game, what people are thinking. You can get onto Rare. They screaming for feedback, bug tests.
The thing is, this really is like the gamer's opportunity to mould a game. They're really interested in knowing, does this element work? Does that element work? Do you like this? Do you want to see more of that? And they're asking what I think are quite intelligent questions, like, does this happen for too long, or do you need more of that? And it's just spot on. It's really interactive. I think people should get involved.
They've really set up the forums well, so the team that developing the game can actually access the information. They've got it linked so they can highlight certain things, and if certain stuff gets a lot more attention, that they can see that in action, so it's a bit more real time. So like, say for example, a certain gun doesn't fire a certain way or it doesn't do a certain thing, then you can see that in action on the forums.
So all in all, I would just say go find out about it. Well and worth well worth having a look, isn't it?
It's totally, like you say, get signed up to the Insider program. It's completely free to join. All you need is your Microsoft account and obviously the Xbox Gold. So it's not free to join essentially, but they're adding more and more players from the Insider program to the alpha each sort of new Saturday or monthly session. I think it is sort of twice bi-monthly sessions.
Bi-monthly, we like
I don't know. But yeah, they're always adding people. But if you want to get involved with, like say, the development and the testing of the game and get to enjoy what is a hilarious blast, like I mean, it's when you hear that bell
from the crow's nest. Can't say anything.
But you see that ship on the horizon, and it's just that. Where are they going? Are they following?
Just get on the program.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth doing.
Yeah, very good.
Enough about my meagre offerings of gaming this week. How about yourself? Because I know obviously a certain carted mustachioed plumber has been out this week or last week, so you've had a couple of weeks with it now. How's it going?
So yeah, it's been Mario Kart.
Yeah,
it's been Mario Kart big.
Yeah, he's someone who's been playing some games.
I wouldn't say extensively, but no, it's. I need to. For Mario Kart, you've got to put the hours in. If you want all the sparkly bits and all the accoutrement, you've got
your GTA Online garage of Mario Karts.
Exactly that. Yeah. Exactly that. And there's certain setups that I had as my preferred sort of getting it done in Grand Prix sort of setup, and I can't access them at the moment because I don't have the car part. So yeah. So anyway, but I've been playing lots of it. So been mashing loads of multiplayer on it. Been mashing loads of.
How's the connection issues for that? Because I have been reading they've been a bit flaky.
I've had none. I've had none whatsoever. It's played exactly the same as the Wii U one does, which is slow, painful, exhaustive, and eventually you're in a race. But actually, to be fair, if you compare it to any other sort of Nintendo online experience, it flies like shit off a shovel. Yeah. It's just in the real world of gaming, that shit wouldn't fly.
Yeah, they're still that sort of. How many years behind? Because they were 10.
Mm-hmm.
How many are they now?
Oh, they're only about 12 now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, no, so it's,
sorry to interrupt, but the irony of it is, though, Nintendo were one of the first companies, and they had such forethought that all of these things that we're doing now with our Xboxes and PlayStation 4s, they were doing with the Famicom.
Yeah, right, and then stopped doing it.
And they was like, nah, we're too early with this. We'll wait. What are they waiting for now?
They're waiting for it to come back round again.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
What, Civilization? The fall of man and then it builds back up and the rebirth of Nintendo.
So, Mario Kart has been absorbing my life. It's too much, basically. It's to the point where I've worked out that you need to collect 30 coins in a Grand Prix to unlock the next part.
Yeah. So
it's no longer about racing anymore. It's more like one of those, tapping games on your iOS where you're just collecting cash.
Yeah. They'll clicker games.
Yeah, I've gone past the racing in Mario Kart now. I've just gone to
hoarding.
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck style. You want that hoard, that vault of gold coins.
It's not a healthy place to be. But either which way, Mario Kart is going to go on more. This isn't going away. I'm sat on my Nintendo at the moment.
But has anything managed to nudge off because you were saying actually earlier when we were obviously discussing things beforehand that you were really surprised at how the Switch has dethroned everything else.
Yeah.
Have you actually played anything else console-wise this week?
So, well, that's the crazy thing. Is the Switch a console? In some ways, it's mostly not. It's seen as a mobile device, but you still have that.
It kind of transcends the same. It almost has that same air of confusion that the first iPhone had. Is it a phone? Is it an iPod? I don't know what it is. Is it a computer? Well, not really, but we'll try and sell it as.
What is this witchcraft?
Yeah. So it's kind of got an air of that to it.
Yeah. So it's been really weird. It's I live on my Xbox. There's never really a time.
Luckily, it's huge, so you can get away with it. So I had to get that one in.
But and I've just not been on it.
No.
I've just been playing on the Switch. Mobile gaming is big. So big, in fact, I intend to touch on that in the Uncharted later on in the week, because it's huge at the moment.
Well, it has started to take a somewhat more serious, not serious, but people are starting to take it more seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
As a very a broad demographic of people as well. I mean, we're talking like sort of a wee kind of audience, really, because you've got everyone from 5-year-old kids to 85-year-old grandmas.
Yeah, and I think the danger of things like the Switch for the rest of the community is that they're taking what was previously known, albeit a Wii version of it, games, and delivering it to you on the mobile or on the go, and that's crazy. So
it's the thing that everyone was asking for when the PSP came out. They were like, "Oh, we're going to get PS3 games on the go." No. Then it's the PS Vita comes out. We're going to get PS3 games on the go. Kind of, but not really. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Nintendo has been taking over my life, but there has been a little peppering. I was going to say spattering.
Yeah. Of it's fight season, Link. Fight Night's coming. All the big fighting games are coming out. We've got Injustice 2 coming out. We've got
I was going to say that's just around the corner, isn't it? Injustice.
It's a couple of weeks away. Street Fighter on the Switch. That's imminent. Tekken 7, imminent. You know, all of these big fighting games are coming out, and obviously, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That's coming out
August, isn't it?
Yeah. So
that dropped couple of weeks ago.
So I've had to jump in there. I've had to get back in there. I've hit a bit of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and it's just reminded me of why I love that game so much. It's so solid, such a solid game, and in my opinion, or IMO, one of the best combo systems in any fighting game, because you've got light, medium and hard, and a punch button which launches people into the air.
Yeah.
And if you hold it down, you go up with them and then carry on hitting your combo.
Yeah, the air combo system is somewhat's been touted as very good.
Yeah, so it's amazing.
But then some of the producers or developers that were working on Infinite have been talking about how they want to try and broaden it, so it's more open to casual gamers, because the one thing that the fighting game scene can really claim is it's very hardcore, super hardcore. There is no like you've got, say, your hardcore shooters, which like Counter-Strike and stuff like that, and you get people that goes in really seriously, that you've got to have super twitch reactions, and it's the survival of the fittest. But then you've got something like Overwatch, which it's got those things, but it's still, you don't have to be great at Overwatch to have fun in Overwatch. It's such a grand design of what Blizzard do there is they take and just work at it. I mean, the fact that it was in beta for so long kind of explains that. But you know, it's got that, hopefully that broadness that it can bring more people into fighting games, because they are good fun. Once you start getting into it, I mean, once you're talking about frame counting and fucking what bloody, I looked at some articles and it's stupid that it's terminology that I have to learn, and I can't be bothered to get into that.
But things like on Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can do your combo training in like mission systems. Yeah. So, and it just makes it really accessible. Yeah. You can get your head around combos pretty quick. It
seems that they have been sort of spending some time trying to, like say, broaden it for people.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Infinite. That should be amazing. Put it this way, things like in the current version that I'm playing, i.e. 3, the detail on the characters itself, if it's that good now, you know, things like X23 or Dormammu or stuff like that, how they know the characters really spot on to make their like special moves sort of fixed to that. I mean, I can't wait to see. It's going to be amazing. And then I had one final little item that I dove into. I was like, I'm going to go down memory lane. I'm going to play a bit of Fatal Fury.
The old classic SNK.
Yep, Neo Geo was a console that I never had. Never played.
To be fair, lots of people never had, because they were about £1,000.
Yeah,
they were ridiculous.
They were crazy.
But it was essentially it was a home arcade board. And you saw the size of the cartridges. Everyone scoffed at the 64 one, the SNES ones, but like the Neo Geo ones were like the size of fucking bigger than a tablet, and like a Galaxy tablet.
Yeah, they were massive. So I played the Mega Drive version, which is probably 94, somewhere around there, but the one which is available in the stores is a 91, very original Fatal Fury, first on the,
full arcade port.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, I know this is a really basic fighter. I get that. I know this isn't going to be like a Street Fighter experience. And by the way, there are some borderline racial stereotypes in there when you go to certain...
It's 1991.
Yeah, it's
no one took gaming seriously then, and there wasn't the internet.
It was oblivious to what it was doing at the time, hopefully. But yeah, there was one interesting dynamic about Fatal Fury, which was you basically jump between the background and the foreground.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a novelty, but it looks really cool when your character's like heading straight towards the screen doing some sort of flying kick. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I went into this sort of like eyes wide open. I'm revisiting...
Take off the rose-tinted specs.
Yes, just expect it to be really basic, have a bit of fun with it. The special moves aren't that difficult, so you should just be able to sort of hammer it out, see how you get on.
How did you get on?
I hated the whole experience. But it's not because of the game.
No, it's just because it's like playing Yi Ar Kung Fu. Like, it's a great game for 5 minutes when you're going for an emulator. You're like, oh, Yi Ar Kung Fu, I haven't played that for years. And then you play it and you're like, that was fun.
No,
I play something else.
I can trump all of that with the Joker card.
Go on then.
So this game, which is approximately like 290 meg, right, runs like a pig on my Xbox. I watched some of the videos, the trailers and stuff, and or the clips, and it's running smoothly.
Smooth, yeah.
But on mine,
well, don't worry.
Jank.
Don't worry, the Scorpio will be out by the end of the year. Hopefully it'll run better on that.
I'll be able to check the frame rate.
In 4K. So it was an ugly pig of a mess.
It was a fighter.
Is that on the... that was on the Xbox, was it?
That was on the Xbox One,
Is
yes.
it not on the Switch?
I already bought it. I'm not buying it again, just based on the fact that it ran really badly on that one, So yeah, anyway, it was don't revisit your heroes on an Xbox One is the theme for that. So next week, what's going on? So, stake in the ground, Link. What are you going to play next week? Is it a stupid question?
Before the stake in the ground, well, yeah, obviously the stake in the ground is always going to be Tails until that thing's put to bed or into a ground, but I haven't got a physical copy. So I could just lose it off into the ether of the internet.
Yeah.
But I probably won't do that because I'm a tight ass and I've paid for it already. So yes, the stake in the ground is obviously finish Tales and the post-game stuff and make a good crack with Last Guardian. Because that's been sat on my counter looking at me going, come on, you enjoyed the first little bit, you want to keep playing this, but now everything's starting to settle down, I should have some more hours to sleep and recuperate.
So you are committing to Last Guardian as well as Tales?
But there is a caveat.
Right.
I did pre-order Humans Fall Flat.
You did?
Which is basically all I can... I think the best way I can think to describe it in a small sentence is like a 3D Lemmings.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call, yeah.
Because I've obviously not had a chance to play it. I've not played any demos. All I've seen is a couple of trailers. And it's a physics-based puzzler where you've got ragdoll, like plasticine men. So
when you said to me, you explained it like that to me, and you said, a ragdoll figure, and I immediately thought, what's a ragdoll game I wanted to play recently? Manuel Samuel. And then the next words out of your mouth was...
Yes, as part of the pre-order, I snagged a free copy of Manuel Samuel.
And I was like, what?
Definitely pre-ordering.
Yeah, so I did exactly the same. Yeah.
So yes, there may be a rat or plasticine man-shaped roadblock.
It doesn't sound like you're committing.
No, I am committing.
Right, Link, what are you committing? Because Tails has been on the radar for ages.
Like I say, the stake in the ground is definitely Tails, finishing that off post-game. And I'm going to get a good chunk of the way through Last Guardian.
So are you saying you won't be playing Tails again after next week?
Yes. Definitely. Basically, this time next week, it will either be one of two things. I have finished Tales and the post game, or I have finished with Tales. And that's it.
Good.
So, it will be finished at some point.
It's over between us.
If not, I'll just watch the anime, and then I can find out the story. And I don't even have to play Berseria then.
Whew.
So, how about yourself? What are you, like you say, what is the line in the sand of gaming that you must achieve?
Without making any sort of reference to my sexual preference, I'm going to be grinding, Link.
Sweet.
I'm going to be grinding the hell out of Mario Kart and beefing up that garage. I need my P-Wing. That's what I need, basically.
Yeah.
Once I've got that car, I'm a happy bunny. I've got some slicks already. I've got the clouds. I'm rocking the clouds. So all of these things are now set up, ready to go for me to start mashing out some laps, bar the kart. Either that or the Mach 8. I need that in my life.
Yeah.
So grind.
So, yeah, Mach 8 or P-Wing. So when I ask you next week,
yeah,
it'll either be Mach 8 or P-Wing.
it's down. Right. There it is. There's the line in the sand. There's a stake. Bang. And there it is, effectively, folks. That's the wrap. It's the first B button, really, properly, to give us our we are going to do this next week. Are we going to hit that?
Pessimistically optimistic.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Right, folks, look, all the usual accoutrement of social media is down below. Go check it out. So, from AngryLink, it's...
See you later.
And from the Baron, I'm out.